Nitrate is going to keep on going up as population increases, and eventually I think we'll see some very serious effects from those levels of nitrate. Increasing populations of undesirable vegetation, that vegetation dies and decays, it takes the oxygen out of the water.
As this nutrient moves out into the estuaries, we've seen examples of what can happen in Tampa Bay, where we got so much microscopic algae in the water itself, it shaded out and we lost our seagrasses.
Some of the fertilizer we put on our lawns doesn't stay there. Over the years, it percolates down into the aquifer and ultimately bubbles up from our springs to pollute our rivers and streams. Swiftmud scientists Marty Kelly and Greg Jones are studying the problem, which they say will only get worse even if we take action now.
If we begin to do things, if we begin to implement regulations to reduce the amount of nitrate going into the aquifer today, we really wouldn't notice any effect on the levels of nitrate in the springs for, say, 30 years.
No river is immune. The watershed for the Hillsborough, for instance, encompasses hundreds of thousands of acres. Everything we put onto the land and into the storm drains has the potential of reaching our rivers. It's not just the appearance and quality of the water we should be worried about.
You change the vegetative communities, what happens to the fish and what happens to the otters and the crabs and all the other animals that depend on the river the way it is now.
The more nitrogen you add, the more a plant is susceptible to insect and disease. If you make a smorgasbord for them, they will come.
Tim Johnston is a horticultural agent with the University of Florida Cooperative Extension Service in Citrus County. He says some fertilizers are not appropriate for all Florida soils.
This particular one, see, water soluble, and it will go in the soil exactly the way water goes, which is straight down, which means the plant has just one chance to take up that nutrient. Then it's below the root zone and forever lost to the plant, but there's your groundwater below that, which it'll eventually reach.
Homeowners, farmers, sludge dumpers. We all simply have to take more care. And then, as Tim says, be patient, because
it's going to get worse before it gets better. And I probably won't live to see it get better. But knowing that at least we're coming back, I'd feel a lot better about it myself.